Yorkshire puddings are the perfect savoury pudding for any roast dinner, especially Christmas Day. This recipe only requires 3 simple and cheap ingredients, which is flour, eggs and milk, plus seasoning of course, and they're so easy to make and taste absolutely incredible. Please sit back, relax and enjoy.
Alright guys, let's start this off by setting ourselves up with either a large pouring jug or mixing bowl. To this, add in 200 grams or 7.05 ounces of plain all-purpose flour, then get yourself 4 large free-range eggs, cracking them into the flour, making sure not to bring any shell along for the ride, and this right here is the base and structure of our Yorkshires. Next, grab a fork or whisk and mix the eggs into the flour, but only doing so until it's just combined. At this stage it doesn't matter too much about any lumps as we will mix it again later, but if we mix this too much now we will overwork the gluten, which is the protein within flour, and our final product will then become really dense and not aerated. Once that's done, pour in 210 milliliters or 210 grams of whole milk, making sure you don't spill it all over the place like I'm doing here. Then add in a small pinch of sea salt flakes, along with a small pinch of ground white pepper, and using a whisk, mix this all together until just smooth. This right here is pretty much a quick and easy pancake batter plus the seasoning, and what the milk does is it provides extra fat and stability to the mix, also helping it become nice and smooth. We also want this to be relatively thin rather than thick, as the thinner it is, the more aerated it will be. This can now be wrapped up and left out of the fridge for a minimum of 1 hour, and you can also place this into the fridge for up to 3 days, but take it out at least 1 hour before cooking and mix well. Now when you're ready to put these together, evenly divide 1.5 tablespoons or 30 milliliters of sunflower oil between a 12-hole cupcake tin, which is half a teaspoon or 2.5 milliliters per hole. I will say that this recipe creates nice even-sized Yorkshires, but if you want very large ones, use a muffin tin, pouring in 1 teaspoon or 5 milliliters of oil into each hole. Once that's done, give the tray a little wiggle to make sure the surface is all oiled up, then make your way over to a preheated oven set at 220 degrees Celsius or 430 degrees Fahrenheit and heat the oil for 20 minutes or until it's smoking hot. Now when that's achieved, you can either remove the tray from the oven, which is the safer option, or you can very carefully pull the tray out inside of the oven, which is what I'm doing here, and evenly divide the batter between the 12 holes, filling them by at least half full. Because we've preheated the oil, this is going to help push the batter up and get these nice and fluffy, whereas if we didn't preheat the oil, we would have very flat and dense Yorkshire puddings, which to be honest, I wouldn't even call them Yorkshire puddings if they turned out like that. These can then be baked for 17 to 18 minutes, or until quadrupled in size and beautifully golden brown. Also, I must say it's pretty cool to actually see them rise like this. After 17 minutes, let's then carefully get these bad boys out of the oven, turning it off as we no longer need it, which leaves us with these beautiful, fluffy and aerated Yorkshire puddings, which are the perfect vessel to hold and soak up any delicious gravy. All that's then left to do is make all of this worthwhile, and that is we can then tear these up and we can then dig in.
So there we have it. This recipe right here makes 12 small Yorkshires or 6 large ones using a muffin tray, and to store them you can place them in the fridge for up to 4 days and in the freezer for up to 6 months. To reheat them, place them back in an oven set on 180 degrees Celsius or 350 degrees Fahrenheit and just heat them up for about 10 minutes just to get them nice and hot and crispy again. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to smash that like button, comment, share, do all of that stuff. It really does help my channel out, and consider subscribing along with hitting that bell notification next to it so you never miss when I upload. Thanks for watching everyone, stay safe and enjoy.